Hey y'all. Hello. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is doing well today. If you are just tuning in, welcome. You are now tuned into the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show, and we are a dynamic and the only dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube and on our channel. We absolutely love discussing all things love, life, relationships, and pop culture as well. For both the millennial perspective, myself, Sammie Nicole, and the Gen X perspective, my oh so beautiful mother, FeeFee. All right. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Dr. Queen Lily, how you doing? Okay, no problem. So I'm gonna watch you all then go over my life. No problem. Y'all haven't subscribed to Queen Lily's page yet? Please go ahead and do so and support our girl. Hey, Dee Phoenix, how are you? She said, I'm at work listening. Okay, cool. So, hey, everybody. All right. Hope you guys are doing well today. And I hope you guys are having a good start to this holiday season. I know a lot has been going on in the world right now, so everybody may or may not be in the holiday spirit, but wherever you are, I hope you are doing well and in the best mood as you possibly can be. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me do our disclaimers. First things first, everything we're going to be saying tonight is allegedly because we don't know these people, okay? Everything we're going to be saying tonight is allegedly because what? We don't know these people, okay? We don't know these people. This is just for entertainment purposes, okay?
Oh, thank you.
This is just for entertainment purposes only, all right? Okay, again, everything
Thank
we
you,
say tonight is
Didi.
allegedly, all right?
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. All right, with that being said, y'all, let's just go ahead and get into it. Was this a scheme set up by Todd to come up with the bullish? Hey, everybody in the chat. Was it a scheme that Todd set up
Hey, Dr. Queen Lily. Hey, y'all.
to come up with the bullfish?
Yeah, I kind of hate that they getting a divorce. In a way, I kind of hate it.
And why?
Because, I'm about black family and love, and they got them 2 young children.
Mm-hmm.
They need to raise them children. But we knew, from the beginning what it was with Todd. We knew. I don't
And
think
what do we know? And if anybody want to come up and join, the
Mama
link is in the
Joyce didn't
chat.
like his ass, and she had every right to not like him, because we know he was all about candy money, and I don't think they would have been married as long as they were married if Candy didn't have money. Because Todd put up with a lot with her mama.
Yeah, Queen said he stayed the 10 years to get the full pay.
Yep. In the state of Georgia, it's 10 years. That's what it is. That's what it is. You get your little chunk of change. I know that. 10 years, lady. It's in Georgia. If you can hold on for 10, you get a little change.
If you can do this 10-year sentence.
Yep, you can do it. 10 years and you get your money. Yep. So I really hate it though for the children. I really do. But they say Candy allegedly. Not this is allegedly. Allegedly. And we're gonna keep this on the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. They say allegedly Candy already booed up. Okay?
Well, she just did a little Q&A session. She said she going through it. But you saying that don't mean she not necessarily booed up. That's what you saying?
Allegedly, word on the street is Candy already booed up. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Queen said Mama Joyce was right about Todd.
Okay.
And allegedly, Todd has been outside for a
Call me
while.
darling. You can't see none of the comments.
Can't anybody? I think can't everybody see the comments?
Can anybody else see? Queen Black Queen Black talking about with a male or a female.
Allegedly a female,
Allegedly a female. Okay, we're gonna keep this over here on the Sammie
and that's
Nicole,
her business.
and that's her business. But she
Excuse me.
said that though, and I've been in the room with Candy,
And Candy said this split has been brewing for a while.
and it's known. It's no secret. She said that it's no secret that she like women and men. That's no secret. And Atlanta, if you in Atlanta, you've heard that once or twice too. And that's her business. But and of course, she may be grieving the marriage. You grieve. You've been with somebody for a length of time. You grieve the marriage and the relationship. That's normal. But hell, that don't mean that you ain't got you a little something, something, something. Girlfriend, allegedly, yes, Dr. Queen Lily. That don't mean you got you a little something, something, something now. Okay? Okay. But I just think, now me personally, I think that Candy got tired of him messing with her money, all these business ventures that didn't go anywhere, all these restaurants that he kept open. I mean, Todd just had a lot going on. Okay. Todd had a lot going on. You hear me? And Candy probably just got tired, and then another thing, Todd seems like the kind of man, I don't want your light to shine brighter than my light.
Or
And
I don't want your light to be the only light
light
that
to shine.
shines.
Yeah. Especially if I can't control it. And Candy been in the game for a long time. She been making her money for years. She started off as a child making money. And she let, Todd come into business. And she gave him, chance after chance to get it right. She really gave Todd exposure to different ways to make money. But I think that he got to the point, because I remember one of the scenes on Atlanta Housewives, where they were talking about the business ventures, and he was trying to control, the way Candy was, making her moves, and Candy was like, "Look, I got this, okay." So I think that has a lot to do with it. And then the relationship, her mom, that's her mom. She's not gonna, turn her back on her mom. And she told him, "Now I'm gonna make sure my mom and my child is good. My children are good. Okay, my mom and my children and my family come first." Because Candy Cake takes care of her
Of a lot of
family,
family. She
a
takes
lot
care
of
of a lot
family.
of people.
Yeah, she takes care of a lot of people. And I just think that it just got to be too much, you know. It just got to be too much for her. And they just probably just decided, okay, let's just call it quits. And Candy is a Taurus, and when we put up with a lot of crap, but when we tied, we tied. Okay, so she hung on in there to the end. Todd probably been doing some stuff for a minute. Now, word on the street is, you ain't heard this from me, but you heard it from the Sammie Nicole and FeeFee show. Word on the street is, allegedly, Todd been in Atlanta doing what the hell he want to do. Okay, allegedly.
Allegedly they had open marriage.
They had an open marriage,
And
allegedly.
allegedly he was dealing with people and not telling Candy about it.
Allegedly. And that's been going on for quite some time now. He been
And
doing
she
what,
get tired of him doing that.
so she probably got tired of him doing that. So, Atlanta talk, y'all. Atlanta talk. You go in the hair salons, and you know, people come in that know these people and they just tell all their business. So that's the word on the street. So we're gonna see how much Todd get out of this. Anybody know what the prenup said? How much money he get? I wonder how much money he gonna get. She gonna give him a little something. He better use it wisely, cause once it's over, Kenny he ain't getting nothing else. So he better use it wisely. But I know Mama Joyce is probably happy, and she probably saying, "I told you so."
Candy said Mama Joyce is peaceful and happy.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, she did a live recently
Yeah,
addressing her filing for divorce.
I know she is. I know she is peaceful and happy. But yeah, that's just the thing with Todd, and I think they were saying, bringing somebody else into your marriage, bringing somebody else into your bedroom, that causes problems,
Opening up Pandora's
those
box.
box, yeah. But from that, allegedly,
Yeah, we can see your comments. Call me, darling. Go ahead.
allegedly, what I'm saying is, I heard that they used to go out and pick them together. Okay. I heard they had a process where they would go out and find whoever they wanted to bring in their bedroom together. So I think that was a clear understanding, but Todd probably took it too far and started doing his own thing. Um, so we'll see how it play out, y'all. We'll see how it play out. Maybe, they'll have a peaceful divorce, Um, look like Todd, baby girl had a birthday.
Baby Blaze.
Blaze had a birthday, so Todd was spending time with Blaze. And so he'll probably see about the kids and everything, and they'll probably just go on their way. I wonder who's gonna get the house over there, what they're gonna do about the house over there in Cascade.
Well, speaking of house in Cascade, let's talk about it. So I don't know if you all know this, but Todd had his own YouTube show, and 2 years ago he was like really going hard trying to get that YouTube back, trying to get his YouTube going. And he was saying how hypothetically speaking, if him and Candy ever were to separate and get a divorce, he would try or attempt to have sex with all of her friends. He also said that they would, and Candy was in agreement with this part, that they would sell their home and then use the proceeds to buy their own spot. So I'm assuming that's what they're going to do, is sell their home, and then they'll split the proceeds and then buy their respective places. But
Candy bought that house before she got with him.
No, she bought the house when they were together, but the house is in her name.
And then she
So I don't know.
Mama Joyce staying, and then they got something in New York too.
Well, that's Todd's place. Like, he got a condo in New York. So I don't know if Candy is going to stay in that house and maybe just buy Todd out, because she may not want to move. Earth's, we're creatures of habits, especially as people. So, or she may want to sell and get a fresh start. I don't know. She may agree to sell the house and they split the cost, or she may buy him out and say, you know what, I want to stay in my house with my kids. I don't know. But that's what they said they would do, hypothetically speaking, if they ever divorce. He said he would try to have sex with all her friends, and that they would split the house.
But you know one who I think he probably and I already got with. Now me and Mama Joyce said this. Karma.
You think he really messed with Karma?
Oh yeah. Common. That damn Common. Ain't that what Mama Joyce called a Common?
You think so?
Him and Common.
What y'all think? I'm gonna put the link in the chat if anybody want to come up.
I believe he probably had some dealings with him and Common.
You
okay.
Think with Todd. If anything, if anybody he would have messed with, I could definitely see him trying to go after Portia first. Because he always had a thing for Portia.
I I think Candy and Portia
Yes,
might.
DD Phoenix. Todd wanted Portia. He
I
said that on the show.
I think he ain't got with Portia too. I think Candy ain't got with Portia too.
Well, they kissed.
I think they did more than kiss. I think she ain't got with Portia too. Okay, now that's just my opinion. I think Todd and got. I think Common was one of the ones that
I love how you say it like Mama Joyce.
Common. Common was one of the ones they probably invited into the bed. Common, and they were trying to get Portia, but Portia talked too damn much.
Run her mouth too much.
She run her mouth too much.
She don't know how to shut up.
She don't know how to shut up. She could have got in the bedroom, but she talked too much. Okay. Yep, call me darling. They just like them. Exactly.
Like T.I. and Tiny, yeah.
But Tiny ain't going nowhere.
She tried, but T.I. ain't gonna let her go nowhere.
Yep. Not ever going to provide no replacement from never. I know that's right. Never. Yep.
But even when Todd was saying that comment about sleeping with Candy friends, if they were to ever break up and try to make like, oh, I'm just joking, I think he was serious.
And that's why he didn't slept with Common.
And then he also made a comment about how Todd is very passive aggressive, and I do feel like he is a hater. I just do. He made another comment. All of these clips are circling around like TikTok and social media. These are from like 2022, 2023. If you want to watch like the long form content versus the short form that's on TikTok and Instagram, you can go to Todd's YouTube channel. But there was also another clip, and all of these clips or conversations are taking place while Candy is getting her makeup done. So he's in the room with like her makeup artist and her hairstylist and having these conversations on camera. And of course, Candy is providing her 2 cents. So he's saying all these things in front of Candy and her makeup artist and her hairstylist. So in another clip, he was talking about how, these women, they want to be bosses, they want to be successful, and they get into these relationships with these men, and because they're so bossed up and they have their own assets, and they have a lot of things going for themselves, they can be very selfish. They come into the relationships and they just like, everything is mine, 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 everything is mine, 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 and they don't always want to look at things as ours. It's just mine, mine, mine. And they just got to understand, that's why they struggle in relationships, and that's why sometimes the men may not want to be with them. And I'm just like, Todd, you knew this girl was a boss when you got with her. It's like the very thing that attracted him to her is the very thing that caused him to not like her at some point. You know what I mean? And it's like, you want to be this man that's with a woman that's successful and that has her own going on, but then you feel some type of way about it. And even, for those of us who, are fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta and watched it religiously, like myself, when the season was really, really good, you know, there were other people on the show outside of Mama Joyce and Aunt Bertha and Aunt Nora who talked about Todd being an opportunity. Y'all remember Christopher Williams, the light skinned dude from the 90s? Him and his wife was on the show one season, and they talked about how they knew Todd from back in the day because they're all from New York, and they talked about how Todd was known for being an opportunist. He was always making like strategic moves in his life so that he could elevate and move up in life. And so, I definitely believe that to be true. Do I think that at one point Todd did grow to love Candy and like her? Yes. But I think the main thing that attracted Todd to Candy was, her success, her creativity, her money, her being a go getter, her being driven, her being ambitious. And I don't believe, this is just my personal opinion, that if Candy didn't have what she had and wasn't who she was, I don't think he would have stayed and tolerated the BS with Mama Joyce and her sisters. Especially, not only did they disrespect him, But they
for
disrespected
his
his mother as
mama.
well.
Yeah. Y'all remember that scene on The Housewives when he was sitting at the table across from Mama Joyce and she was talking shit? He looked at Mama Joyce like he wanted to come across that table and
And slap
slap her.
her. And if he could have, he
He
would
would have.
have.
Yep. Yep. So he definitely put up with a lot for the money. He had a game plan. You know what I'm saying? He had a game plan. So it's over now. So it's over, Todd. You're gonna have to get out there and hit it. You're gonna have to make it work for yourself. You're gonna have to shake something, break something.
Well, I do think Todd is making money. I mean, he has the different. You don't forget they just got done producing shows on Broadway. Him and Candy, and then he has his movies that he's done, and he's touring. He's touring currently, promoting his movie. Don't Bring Your Man to Atlanta. How fitting. I think that I think if I had to guess, I think that now that Todd has gotten his money up from where he was financially when he first got with Candy
Hmm.
up until now, I think he's feeling himself. And I think he got a little
Ooh,
too
you
much.
think
I
so?
do. And I think he got a little too much dip on his chip. And I feel like right now he feel like he that nigga. I think he feel like he got his money up and he getting at these
He
hoes
got
in
too much
Atlanta. Too much dip on his chip. And he confident. He is a Leo. Y'all know how those Leo men are. If you ever date a Leo
what?
man,
Too much dip on his
he
chip.
got too much dip on his chip, and he getting
I
at
want
these
to use
hoes
that.
in Atlanta.
And
And
it ain't hard to get it
it
in
ain't
y'all.
hard to get at these hoes in Atlanta.
All you gotta do is just look at them for about 2 seconds,
Okay,
and they yours.
and don't let you be attractive and have a little coin and a little clout. Oh, they overly going. They overly going. So I definitely feel like Todd is feeling himself and he been cutting up. And I definitely believe, allegedly, that Todd has been going against their agreement for their open marriage. Usually with open
Mhm.
marriages, you got to be
What's the sugar?
usually with open marriages, you got to be transparent. You got to talk about, who you sleeping with, who you entertaining. Those are usually, that falls under the guise of ethical non-monogamy. And I think that Todd stopped telling Candy everybody that he was screwing around with in Atlanta,
Yep.
and people start bringing the tea back to Candy. I also think
Hmm.
that we know with Todd, he love to spend money on businesses. He likes to spend money on businesses. He likes to spend money on cars. He likes to spend money on properties. He's very ambitious, which is nothing wrong with that. And I feel like Todd was also probably spending that lady money and
Oh,
not
for
telling her what he
sure.
was doing with it. And that caused another issue too.
Yeah, it definitely was a
Not
money
only
issue.
are you out here being intimate with other women without me and behind my back and not
Tricking
telling me,
off, taking my money and tricking off
but you also tricking off on them
with my money.
with our money, my money, and you buying new property, doing different business deals and ventures without telling me behind my back. So I think it was those things. Those were the two main things that probably were the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back.
Hmm.
Because Todd is feeling himself. His money is up. Now he has his own limelight. We all laugh and kiki about how, hey, it was a scheme that Todd came up with the BS. You know what I mean? And, now it's more attention on him too now. It's been 10 plus years since he's been in the public eye. So now he has his own, people who follow him and fan base. And I just think he started feeling himself. And two, he may be bored in the marriage. She may be bored in the marriage too. You know what I mean? They've been together for 11 years married. That's a long time.
Might want something fresh.
Might want something fresh. So
When
it's a multitude of things. And Candy said, she have it's up and down her emotions. Some days she good, sometimes she not. And she
yeah,
said life has been life. And she said, y'all might see me on Instagram a few weeks ago laughing and smiling, but that don't mean I'm not going through it. I'm going through it right now.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You know shared a life with another person. Y'all got kids together. It's different when you don't have children and you can just say, "Fuck you, nigga, I'm gone. This I'm gonna get you. This yours. This mine. Give me that, and I'm out." You ain't gotta never deal with them no more. But when you have children
And
like they do,
small children.
small children, they got a co-parent, they got to, line schedules up. Who gonna pick up the kids? The kids gonna be with you. They got to make sure that, he has to make sure that he has decent living for the children when they come. She probably concerned about who gonna be around her kids. He's
What
probably
what
concerned.
what hoe he gonna have? Cause
Yeah,
they messy in Atlanta.
yeah. So you just it's a lot, and I get it. It's a
It's
lot,
a lot of moving
but
parts.
knowing that she is a Taurus, she tried to make it work.
I believe that.
I'm telling you, she tried to make it work. She even turned her head a few times, trying to be loyal and faithful in her marriage. Todd done some shit that she could no longer turn her head and no longer say, I'm sticking in this. I'm out. That's it. I'm done. That's enough. Okay? I'm telling you, Todd did some shit. I don't know if it was with the money or
Or the
with
hoes.
other hoes.
But he did it.
He did some shit.
Yeah.
And Candy said, hell no, I'm done. Okay? You will not keep disrespecting me and playing with my top. And she filed. Okay? She filed for the divorce, not Todd. Candy filed for the divorce. Okay? And when a woman filed for a divorce, that means we tired of your ass nigga, get the hell on. Okay? Somebody else can have this headache. Okay? So that's going to be somebody else's headache. Because I don't know too many women who filed papers on a good man. Y'all know women who file papers and divorce a good man?
I don't know. I don't know any.
I don't know any.
And so let me ask you this. Do you think that Candy's mom and her aunties were right about not marrying him? Should she have married him?
You know,
What do y'all think in the chat? If anybody want to come up on the stage, you don't have to show your face. I'll put the link in the chat. Do y'all think Candy should have married him?
I think they were. I think they were right as far as from my understanding. What she said, Kenny had her boo with them. Oh, okay. The lady that was
Yeah,
on
that lady that
vacation.
was always on vacation, and everybody in the comments like, "Who is that? Who is that?" They would never say.
Oh yeah, they had a lot. She said it on one of her podcasts. That
And they make them sign NDAs.
Yeah, they had. That's what they do. Yeah. At one point, I heard allegedly that her nanny, she was messing around with the nanny. She had a nanny that she also had a relationship allegedly at one point. But I think the mom and Bertha, I think they were on it. I think they saw it just from wisdom, being older. They saw, hey, they saw that they saw through Todd's shit. And we all saw it though.
Mm-hmm.
He just want to get with Candy because she had money. Now y'all remember the scene when they were in, where was that, in Africa, and the root worker told her that she was gonna marry Todd.
Her husband was with her
Her
on the
husband
trip
was with her
because he was working production.
And I think that had a lot of influence on Candy too. I think Candy had some doubts. I think that she wanted to get married because she was on the Housewives. She hadn't been married, and then she had just lost her fiance prior to that.
Yeah, he got unalive here in Atlanta
at the strip club.
That was the one that had like the 10 kids,
right? And Mama Joyce didn't like him either. She didn't like him either, but she was right about him because he had a lot going on
too. Yeah.
It was some stuff allegedly on these Atlanta streets about him. He had a lot going on too. So I think that she was just in a vulnerable place. The root worker told her that was her husband. And I think, she just wanted companionship. But I think deep down inside, she knew that Todd was not, they wasn't, compatible. And that, it probably wouldn't work out in the back of her mind, but she married him anyway, and they ended up. And I just think that the marriage went as long as it did is because they ain't want to hear no. They wanted to prove people wrong.
Right.
They wanted to. I think it was over probably year 4
because they was having problems. Yeah.
Year 4, I think
it was just
over
you.
with.
So you think it was just a determination to prove people
Hey,
wrong,
Leo
like,
vibes. Mm-hmm.
like, and
Mm-hmm.
I could see that because even throughout the show, Todd basically articulated how he felt pressure to prove everybody wrong and to make everybody a believer and to show them like, hey, I am down for Candy. Hey, I do love Candy. I am loyal to Candy. I am committed. Because all her friends and family members were side-eyeing him.
Yeah. So I think it was over about year 4. If I remember, they were kind of doing a little tug of war about year 4. But let's stay together. Let's make this money. Let's kind of push that to the side. And even remember on the Housewives when she said, we're just working so much and we haven't just had time to focus on our marriage and our relationship, our family, And I think that they just got so consumed in making money because they were so good. What Candy was. Candy is good at we cannot take that away from Candy.
Candy is a money magnet.
Candy is a businesswoman. She's a money magnet. She know how to make that money.
Very creative.
Very creative.
Resourceful. She know she's
resourceful.
If turning lemons into lemonade were a person, it would be the Candy Burst.
And there's a lot of things, a lot of various ways that Candy make money that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
She's a writer. Some of the songs
producer.
Yeah. She's written. I would have never thought Candy wrote that song.
Yeah, she's done pop, country, pretty much all genres.
Yeah,
she's written for.
So Candy is a beast when it comes to making money. And sometimes, y'all, men will latch on to women like that. They'll see something in a woman that they don't have, and they'll latch on to that woman to pull that whatever from them.
That favor, that manna over her life, that favor, that magic.
And I think that's what Todd,
that Ashe.
Yes. I think that's what Todd saw in Candy, and he wanted that. But it's not on Todd like it is on Candy. And that's why he was never successful at all those restaurants that he kept opening. They said that damn steakhouse over there,
Blaze Seafood Steakhouse in Kent Creek.
Baby, they say it was so ghetto. My girlfriend said she went over there. She said she went over there. She said that she said it was terrible.
Good.
She said it was terrible. She said she was so disappointed. So, Todd saw that in Candy and he thought he could duplicate that and have that same type of success like she has in her business ventures. But it just didn't work out for him like that. Now that he's separating himself from Candy, he's still gonna be known as Todd Candy husband. Okay? He's still gonna be known as Todd Candy husband. Even when he try to go out here and make and shape, other deals, he still don't have that Candy money backing him.
Yeah, that's she's a machine in herself.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He not gonna have the team. Candy.
No Don Juan.
No Don Juan. Don Juan is very intelligent,
very organized.
Yes.
And he's loyal to Candy.
Very resourceful. Yeah, because they all grew up together. Her team is composed of people that she grew up with.
And she's known
her friends
for years.
That she's known for years here in Atlanta. That doggone South Side Cascade, Tri-City, that West Side on the other side of 285. Them people are tight. You hear me? When Soldier Boy showed out with Candy,
called her a bee and a hoe and everything, threatening.
Okay.
Hey, everybody in the chat. Hey, my time.
About 24, 48 hours later, he was apologizing to Candy. You know why? Because T.I. called that boy. T.I., Monica,
Man, the
Candy.
T.I. called him,
T.I.
and we
called
gave him a very stern
T.I.
lecture.
called him and said, "Look, that's my girl.
That's my fool.
Okay,
That's my
the
sister.
Atlanta streets are gonna get you right. Don't play with her." Okay. I remember one time when Candy had got into it on the show with Nene. I think Monica jumped in it and got Nene straight. Them people stick together, okay? Uh Monica, Candy, Tiny, T.I., all of them,
Toya.
Toya, they stick together. Okay? They stick together. So, I don't know how things are going. I don't know if Todd gonna be able to move and shake in that circle here in Atlanta like he was before if he's not attached to Candy. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see. We gonna see. But they all tight. Rashida, Kurt, they all real tight here in Atlanta. Monica is a thug. Yep.
They don't call her Gunica for nothing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They don't call her Gunica for nothing. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay.
Everything we say is
It's
allegedly. But anyway, somebody brought up a point that I wanted to talk about. Let me see. Leo Vibe said Candy probably should have just kept him as a boyfriend.
Ooh.
That's what Leo Vibe said. She probably should have just kept him as a boyfriend. I low-key agree. And before I get to my next point, I think situations like Candy, Mary J. Blige, etc., is why you should not marry people who are not on your level. I know that we live in a capitalistic society, and as Black women, I know we are always told, the average Black man only makes X amount of money a year. There's not a lot of Black men who make six figures. There's not a lot of Black men this.
Not true.
Not a lot of Black men that. So you may have to date down. But I just feel like
six figures nowadays ain't a lot of money.
It ain't. Truth be told,
it's not, y'all.
But I just feel like when you don't date somebody that's on your level, nine times out of 10, it don't work out. It just doesn't. And love is just not enough. It's just not enough to sustain a relationship. And so I know people like to beat that in our head.
What love got to do with it?
What love got to do with it? I'm saying it. And I know people like to beat us down as Black women and say, y'all need to stop being so money hungry. What about how a man treats you? And that is important. What about compatibility? Y'all can work together and build each other up and all of that.
I don't want that. I don't want to have to work
But when
together
you do stuff like that, I'm not saying it always.
Especially when I work so hard to have mine and to be able to be sufficient and take care of me and do the shit that I want to do. And then some ninja come in my life and I got to work with him.
Well, you a hypergamous queen, so we know you would never.
I got to wait till he get paid so we can do something. Nah, I'm good on that. Y'all can have it.
Well, we know you are a hypergamous queen, so that would not work for your ministry. But I'm just saying, I just think that it always comes back to bite Black women and just really women in period. Let's take out race and ethnicity. It always just comes back to bite us in the ass. Excuse my language. For those who are sensitive to profanity, just get this line. But it just always comes back to bite us in the butt, because I feel like a lot of times, men resent you. And I also think, too, who a man is when he's broke is not the same man he is when he has money. When a man is down on his luck, he is not the same man as he is when his money is right.
Oh, that's a powerful statement because we know that to be factual.
And I know that to be factual. I'm not going to put that person's business out there, but I know that to be fact. So argue with your mammy on that.
I know that to be factual.
Who a man is when he's down on his luck is completely different from who he is when he's up, when his money is right, when he's doing well in life. And I think that that's another thing that Candy is learning from this relationship.
Y'all share the live.
Share the live, y'all. Share. I think that is probably another thing that lesson that Candy may be learning from this relationship is she's seeing a different side of Todd now. Is Todd as wealthy as she is? No. I think Candy is estimated to be worth around 20 million. I think Todd is a little bit under 1.5, maybe 2
And
million.
as the marriage went on,
She made more and more and
more and more
more.
money.
And
Yeah.
he may feel some type of way about that too.
Oh, for sure. I know
Because
he
she's
does.
still in the position of power.
Yes, I know he does.
And one thing I like about Candy is she don't get so digmatized or caught up in love that she neglect her money and her business. She still protects herself financially. And you have
And
to.
yes, because she has a lot of people depending on
She
her.
has a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, and she
A lot.
loves and she loves herself. She loves her family. And she loves her mom. She loves her aunts. She's real family oriented. And you know why she's not getting caught up on love? I'm gonna tell y'all too. I say this all the time. Because she focuses and puts her love towards the people that love her.
Mm-hmm.
And that have invested in her. And that's her family.
Mm-hmm.
That's her family. She loves on the people that love her and respect her. And so that's another reason why she's been able to be so successful. Because she has such a giving heart towards her family.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And she don't have no problem putting people on.
No, and
she'll network with you. If she can help you, she'll help you. And that's why she stay blessed.
And that's why she stays blessed.
It's a blessing to be a blessing to other
she's
people.
always sowing a good seed.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to be a blessing.
It is.
When your hand is closed, nothing can come to in it.
Nothing goes out, but nothing comes in. You always say that.
Yes. 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 So I'm wishing the best for Candy. I hope Todd do all right too. I hope he can. If I was Todd, I'd get the hell on out these Atlanta streets. Because
these whole messy. They run their mouth. They going back to Candy, talking about what you do, how you do it.
Yeah, I would go.
They messy.
Somebody made a comment about his daughter Kayla.
Yeah, Leo Vibe. She said something that I wanted to discuss that caught my eye. So Leo Vibes, excuse me, said, now why was Todd about Candy money but didn't want his daughter Kayla to get anything?
Exactly.
And that was interesting that you brought that up, Leo Vibes, because as y'all noticed on the show, for those of us who watched the show, Todd, he's had such an issue with the way Candy spoiled her baby Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it almost like he felt some type of way, like she doesn't need this. She doesn't need that. Basically trying to tell her what she should be doing with her damn child. And, mind you, for those who y'all don't know, Todd didn't meet his oldest child, Kayla, until she was about 5 years old. He didn't even know that little girl existed. And, Todd was so fixated on, Kayla being independent and having her own and being her own boss and blah, 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 blah. And, he was very strict with Kayla. When Candy wanted to buy Riley a luxury car for her first car, Todd felt like, no, she doesn't need that. And with Kayla, we're going to get her a little Toyota Corolla and we're going to call it a day. Like, Todd was just so fixated on Kayla being Miss Independent and being able to carry her own weight. And Candy wanted to do more financially for Kayla, Todd's oldest child from a previous relationship. But, Todd wasn't going for it. He was just like, no, she needs to work. And I understand being self-sufficient and having your own and all of that good stuff, but why is it wrong for Kayla to be spoiled, but it's not wrong for you to be spoiled? You was living in the lap of luxury and being able to sit courtside with T.I. and Jeezy and everybody and kick it, with the who's who of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So why couldn't Kayla enjoy that level of nepotism? That was her stepmama. Mm-hmm. And Todd was just so fixated on making Kayla grind and get it out the mud and get it on her own. And I just never liked that. I didn't like how hard he was on Kayla because it's like, Nigga, you an opportunist. You wanted the finer things in life. You moving strategically about who you get with. So why are you so hard on your daughter? Why not teach her the game too? And that just makes me think about with men, they don't fall in love with what you tell them. They fall in love with what you do for them. It's women who fall in love with a man say. With men, you gotta earn their love. You gotta do stuff for them. You gotta go through shit with them in order for them to feel any type of love or admiration or feelings towards you.
They gotta test you.
They
You
gotta
gotta
test you.
prove
You gotta
yourself.
prove it.
See if you down. See if you loyal.
You
Nigga,
gonna help
get the
them out.
hell
You gonna
on.
hold them down. You got to, but with women, we fall in love with the words. And I just wish now more and more women are starting to get it. But I just wish women would focus more so on what a man is doing, the
Fall in love with
sacrifices.
their potential, what they say they gonna
Yeah,
do.
stop doing that. That's what got Shirley caught up. You got to fall in love with what he's doing. Yes, y'all, please hit the like button. You have to fall in love with what he's doing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't love a man. If he's a good man, you should love him. You should treat him right. I'm just saying that I think we should take a page out of a man's book as women. They don't get caught up in what you saying and how you look. They getting caught up in what are you doing for them? What are you bringing into their life? Are you there for them when they need you? Are you know what I mean? Are you supporting them or holding them down? However whatever way that looks like for them, then they start to, feel that love for you. But you gotta do stuff for them. That's basically what I'm trying to articulate in a nutshell. With women, you just gotta get in our head and tell us what we want to hear. And then we going. With men, you gotta do something for them. You know,
You gotta prove yourself.
in some way, whatever that way may be. For each man, it's different. But I just think that with Candy, I think that in the beginning of their relationship, I think Candy liked Todd more than he liked her.
Yes, y'all hit the like button. Thank you. She said, "Now you know Todd wanted all the money. He wanted to make sure Candy didn't spread it out too much." Yes.
And then another thing, do y'all remember when Marlo became a housewife and she started beefing with Candy? And
Mm-hmm.
Marlo got on the show, and then she got on her podcast with that Olympic runner Sonia Richard Ross, and
Mm-hmm.
she talked about how Todd said that he thought Candy was a country bumpkin,
Yeah.
and that he really wasn't that crazy over her at
He
first, but
wasn't
he
attracted.
wasn't attracted to
Mm-hmm.
her. But over time, she grew on him, and they hit it off. And
Mm-hmm.
Todd was like, "Oh, you lying, you lying, you lying." I don't think Marlo was lying about that.
Mm-hmm.
And Todd was like, "Well, you paid me to get on the show. You paid to get on the show and film with the girls. You were thirsty." And that's when Marlo was like, "You said Candy was a country bumpkin. You didn't really like her like that." I believe he said that
Yeah, he
about
said
Candy.
it.
I don't think Marlo was lying about that.
Mm-mm.
I don't. And so I just felt like,
And to be honest with you, I don't really think Candy really cared for him like that either. I don't think Candy care for him like that either. I just think that she thought that they could do some great business together, and she
I think
wanted children.
yeah, she wanted to be married.
And she wanted to be married, she
Yeah.
wanted children. But she also we also gotta remember, she she entertained women too. So, she probably wasn't feeling him, it's probably the same,
Mm-hmm.
mutual, and I think that they more so that's why the business part of their relationship
Was at
superseded.
the go finish. I'm sorry.
Yep, was at the forefront. It superseded everything else they had going on. That foundation of mirror. It was about them making money and making business moves. But Todd thought he was so smart. He could go out and branch out and do his own thing.
And be slick, like Mama Joy said.
Yes. And that's where he messed up. Now the old lady gang, the one on Peter Street. When I tell you them damn devil eggs was good. Baby, I had never tasted devil egg like that in my life.
That food was good.
The food, the one on Peter Street, that food was good. But they said the other old lady gang at the other locations, they they had different cooks and they didn't, the recipes were
More
like
consistent.
wasn't consistent. Like they were even with our food, your greens taste different from my greens. But it just wasn't consistent. Because you have different cooks, and I just think when you have like a restaurant like that and you have several locations, I think that you need to write down the recipes and the cooks need to follow the recipes to the T.
To the T for the
And
consistency.
yes. What was that restaurant in St. Louis? Miss Robbie them. That's the way
Sweetie pie.
Sweetie Pies. That's the way they did in Sweetie Pies. Miss Robbie would write down all the recipes for all the rest locations, and they would have to cook according to the recipes. So you could tell at the old lady gang, when they had different cooks cooking, because sometimes the food would be hit and miss. People would go sometime and say it was terrible, and then people would go sometime and say, it was good. But the day that we went, the food was actually good. And Aunt Bertha was standing outside the restaurant, honey.
Oh, that was so funny.
And baby, she saw me pull up. Right now, y'all know.
And shout out to Bertha. She's
Shout
dealing
out,
with dementia.
yeah.
Early
Shout out to Aunt
onset.
Bertha. Aunt Bertha, all right with me to this day. You hear me? So y'all know anybody that's a Gen X in their 50s, so close to 60, 60 like me, y'all know you couldn't get your driver's license back in the day unless you knew how to parallel park, okay? You had to know how to parallel park, okay? Now y'all know I know how to parallel park. I know how far to pull up to that car in front of me,
And you know how to back in.
and I know how to back. I know
Don't
how to
play
cut.
with her.
I can hear my daddy right today. Cut your wheel, because he stuttered. He said, "Cut your wheel, Suge. Cut it, cut it." I
Mm-hmm.
know when to cut my wheel and when to straighten it up and pull up and back up and get into a parking space just right. Baby Aunt Bertha saw me pulling in parallel parking. Baby, she stepped from in front of that door with that cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
As
Baby,
God is my witness.
baby, she started. She directed me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You come on back a little bit more. Come on back a little bit more. You got cut your wheel, cut your wheel. All right, you in there? She say, "You welcome, baby."
Like real family.
Yes, yes. So she all right with me, but Old Lady Gang is closed down on Peter Street. So both of their locations is closed down, and Blaze is closed down.
Yeah. So now Todd, word on the street is Todd has turned the OLG Peter Street location into like a venue space. So downstairs is where he hosts his Don't Bring Your Man to Atlanta movie screening. And he charged $200 a pop to view the screening. It's like a personal screening. And they also use
But that happened a lot here in Atlanta.
and they also use that space to host parties as well.
Okay.
So they turn it, because I think they bought the building. They own that building.
Okay.
Let me see. Woman of Wealth said people was getting hired and cooking their own yams, pretty much.
Yeah.
They was doing their
the
own
recipes
thing.
wasn't consistent, and that's why people was complaining about their food. But them devil eggs, y'all.
And OLG was busting. They were good.
Oh, they were so good. Oh my goodness, they were so good. They were really good. Yeah. Blaze close too. Yeah. Blaze was awful. I ain't hear nothing but bad stuff about Blaze. Yeah, it was awful at Blaze. But we gonna see what Todd do. I want to see, what he gonna have going on, and are they still, will they be able to do some business ventures together now that they're getting a divorce?
We'll see. I mainly care about them co-parenting because they got little Ace, who is little Todd, and then they got Blaze, who is little Candy. Beautiful children together. So that's what I care about. I just wish them the best with their co-parenting. To me, I follow both of them. Todd like being outside in these streets, but he said, if y'all go back to, these clips are going all around social media from his YouTube channel from like 2022,
And Todd,
2023.
Todd like to party and drink.
Todd like to be at the strip club, at the bar,
Magic
and
City.
yeah, and then come home and want to have sex with Candy. And she was like, I don't like that. She was like, he'll be out all night past his curfew, then want to come home and bang, bang, bang. I don't want to do that. That's not attractive. And then Todd was like, well, it's not attractive when you walk around with your bonnet on. I'm not feeling that. You know, and it's some of those clips. It just made you go, do you like this woman? It's like she got to do so many things and put so many things in place just for you to be attracted to her and be feeling her. He just real hot and cold. And Candy was like, there you go being a Leo again. That ego. And he told me some, nah, babe, I actually toned it down a lot. So Todd is something else, y'all. Mama Joyce wasn't lying. And I hate that she was right because Candy was so distraught the way she was on Todd ass. But I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. And even Mama Joyce said that. Even Mama Joyce said that. So, we'll see. Maybe they'll be able to work it out. Who knows? Well, allegedly, he has a few women that he kicks with Mai Tai, so we don't know. He has a few women that he entertains around the city and other places. So,
oh yeah,
allegedly like mistresses. So,
and they all be do he be at the spot up there?
I haven't seen him at the spot before. No, I haven't. But he probably be at the other spot I go to, the after hour for sure.
That's what I'm saying. He be at the after hour where they all be at.
Yeah, with other people, other ladies. So, and that's another thing. I feel like if you're gonna get married, you shouldn't have an open marriage. If you're gonna do that open marriage stuff, don't get married because that's the covenant before God, before your ancestors. I don't think that's something you should play with, and it just never works out when you have those open marriages. It's just always something, even when you try to practice that ethical non-monogamy. Yes, Shady, yes, girl. He was talking about when they have intimate time, he gets turned off if she have a bonnet on in her house that's in her name. Yes, ma'am. He said that. Y'all go on back on his YouTube channel and look at them old lives he used to do in 2022 and 2023 in her makeup room down in their basement in their house. And her shit. And had to had a conversation with her to get the views. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
My side said if she's at home, she should have the bonnet on. He said not during sexy time. He don't want to see that. Leo, I bet he was something else, and he was. Just looking at his YouTube videos, Todd is something else. Todd is something else, and it made me feel like, dang, maybe Mama Joyce was right. We thought she was just being a hater, which she low key probably was, because she was so worried about her money too. But there was some validity.
Worry about her money because Candy said it. That's my mama.
And she had a will and a trust and all of that, so everything's protected. Like even in her prenup, like all of Riley's trust and her money, he can't get to that, even if he tried. So,
and I'm so glad that she stuck to that, getting the prenup. Remember they were going back and forth.
Oh yeah, Leo, that's the video where he was mad about her saying, mine, 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 mine. We talked about that earlier in the show. Yep. Yes, multiple women in Atlanta and in other places too.
Yeah. In Atlanta, y'all,
they talk so much in Atlanta. Atlanta is small. They love to run their mouth. So they couldn't wait to tell it.
Yep, I used to go to a hair salon where there was a lot of celebrities went in. They just be in there talking. They just be in there just running their mouth talking about everybody, honey. Talking about everybody business. So Atlanta is small. It's big, but it's small, and it's cliquish. You know.
Very.
Yeah, it's real cliquish. So everything that glitters ain't gold here.
No, it's not. You have to use your discernment in a city like Atlanta because people make like they got it and they don't.
And they don't.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
be
don't.
lying. Shady said, I wouldn't want to be intimate if my hair had to be intimacy ready all the time. Neither would I either. I'm like, I'm gonna hike up this moo and you gonna be happy. I'm gonna hike up this moo that I got on and you gonna be happy. Okay? I'm not finna be doing all of that with you. I ain't got look. What's up? What you trying to have fun tonight or what?
And then he coming home smelling like cigarette smoke,
Booty,
drinking,
badussy, alcohol breath, and then want to touch her and wake her up out of her sleep.
Yes.
Boy, bye.
God, it's something else.
You better get out of my face.
So they had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it was a lot. She was basically, in so many words, she was basically telling us it was a lot going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of schemes he had going on.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Coming up with the bull spit. Woman of Wealth said, I bet money that Todd was jealous and envious of her, sprinkled with a lot of resentment. I could see that for sure. For sure. For sure. And then he was secretly in competition with her too.
Yes.
He was in competition with her. And that's why it's just like that dating somebody that's not on your level. We saw that with Shirley and Nesta. We know Nesta was Shirley's biggest ops. When we used to have people come on our chat and say, yeah, me and me. No, bitch, Nesta was being me. That was her ops.
Yeah, Nesta got 3 more charges.
Yeah. What he told Manny.
And
that's your point.
Sylvia went to go see Manny. She said, you know you got 3 more charges you've been indicted for. He said, and
what they say? Whoop-de-doo. Nesta say whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. I know that damn Shirley say, oh, I'm glad this over with.
Okay.
Woo. God,
Nesta say, do it look like I give a... Because I don't.
He don't. He don't.
Because really I don't.
He really don't. I'm so glad Shirley done with him, baby. That's why you gotta marry your own kind. That's and if this ain't example, you need to marry on your level. I don't know what it is. You cannot change and fix these ninjas.
You can't. So you might as well start trying.
You can't.
Okay, like one man said, it ain't even worth stressing yourself out. Worrying.
No, you can't.
Confusing yourself. Don't even do it to yourself. That's the realest shit I heard in all this last week, man. The realest.
Y'all, you cannot change these men. You cannot prop them up, and you cannot put them on a stool so they can get up to your level. You can't. You just can't. You can't, because this would have happened. You'll give them a little bit to help them get to your level, and they turn around and show their ass like Todd. You see what Todd did? Everything he got. Now she had helped him get, and now he giving her his ass to kiss.
Yeah. A hot mess. Let me see. Woman of World said, Nessa said, so what else is new? He ain't bothered as long as he can get a hot 20 on the books, okay? Whoop-de-doo. 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 Ain't talking about nothing. Whoop-de-doo. And
You know you got 3 more charges indicted. That's still saying, and
Whoop de doo. Whoop de doo.
Tim, that's the he over this shit. He said they been putting charges on me. Whoop to do.
Whoop de doo.
I got these and goddamn it, I'll probably get some more.
Right. Whoop de doo.
Oh, and while Shirley making commercials with her fox fur on,
Getting her some extra income.
a 7-degree weather.
Getting her extra income check. I ain't mad at you, Auntie. I ain't mad at you.
That ninja's still in there, y'all. Well, Karma is a bitch. And then Sylvia told Nestor, well, it's karma when you do wrong, you get it back. The seed that you sow is the one that you reap. Nestor said, all right, don't start trolling me.
Don't start that bullshit. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Don't come up here with that bullshit. Don't start. Don't start.
Oh, y'all, that bitch. Oh, man. She told us, all right, well, let me pray for you.
Not the rest is still unwritten being messy said. Ladies, would you rather hook up with Pop or Nesto? The rest is still unwritten. Not tonight. Not tonight. We're not doing that tonight. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, Pam.
They both taken.
Yeah, they both taken. And one of them have a few options. Word on the street. So there's your answer. The rest is still unwritten. There's your answer. She getting the mess started tonight. We was doing good. She getting the mess started. She trying to get us activated.
They ain't available. You know they ain't available. You ain't seen these fights on these YouTube streets.
Got these fighting over that man. Lord have mercy.
Oh man.
Lord. All right, y'all. Let me see. Nikki G said neither. Exclamation point. Oh my goodness.
My Ty, you know who Pop is.
Tell my Ty who Pop is, y'all. We're gonna leave that alone. We just be over here minding our business. We come on, do our 1, 2, then we get on off, go back to our lives, rub our feet together, mind our business. But yeah, y'all. So you know what? Just to wrap it up, best of luck to Candy and Todd. They created a beautiful family, a lot of great business ventures, have a lot of beautiful memories together, and 11 years is a good run. Who knows what God has for them in the future? Maybe they'll be able to get back together, work on their marriage, or go their separate ways and, find the love that best, suits them. So, either way it goes, we wish them the best. And, it is what it is. And now we know that, Bertha was right. It was indeed a scheme that Todd set up to come up with the board.
For sure.
So those were very prophetic words.
You think she spoke that?
I think so.
And
it didn't help that her mom and aunties put their mouth on her marriage. They never really spoke positivity over her
that's
marriage.
What I'm saying.
They put down south. If y'all don't know what putting your mouth on somebody, down south we say putting your mouth on somebody like when you want to speak negativity, like, oh, that marriage ain't gonna last.
You turn the
I give it 2 years, or she ain't gonna get that job. She ain't gonna be able to keep that business. That's what we mean by putting your mouth on somebody. Trying to speak negativity over their life, trying to curse them with your words. Go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta return it to sender. Like you put your mouth on the terriers.
No, I did. Don't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Dear future wife, you got
I
married.
repeated what them folks said in that chat. Them people said that. I didn't say that.
They said they give Latarius 2 years. He got married. He had a beautiful wedding. It was a beautiful church
the Dear
wedding.
Future Wifey podcast, Latarius Whitfield.
People,
Them folks said that
y'all,
on TikTok.
black people are getting married. Don't y'all let these statistics tell y'all black women ain't getting married. Okay?
To successful black men.
They out here getting married. We getting married, y'all. We getting married, y'all. Okay? Now, are they settling and ignoring the red flags to get married? I don't know. But we getting married, y'all. We getting married. Okay? Yes. Yes. We out here getting married, y'all.
Like even when Candy, speaking to your point, my Ty, even when Candy was going wedding shopping, Aunt Nora and Mama Joyce and Aunt Bertha was frowning, looking at her wedding dress. And she was like, "What's wrong?" And Aunt Nora, "I don't want you to marry."
No.
And they all said, "Me either."
And then Carmen came.
And then Carmen came, and Mama Joyce tried to fight, and then they tried to jump Carmen.
She said Carmen was sleeping with him.
Yeah, and she always wanted Candy life. She been jealous since they was little girls.
I believe that. I believe that. I can see that.
Well, they say your mama can see things in your friends that you can't. That's what they say.
I see that. And I think right today she take care of Carmen because
she helped her get her insurance business going. Yeah. She bought her business for her. She's an insurance agent now. When she stopped being her assistant, she helped her. Let me see. Nikki G said, "Do y'all think that was all for the show?" No, I think that was real life, Nikki. I think that was real life. I don't think it was all for the show. Because the way Mama Joyce still do interviews to this day, throwing shade at Todd.
And y'all gotta realize those older women, well, they don't do nothing for no show.
Yeah,
like, I ain't doing that for no show.
That's the silent generation. They a different generation.
Them ladies in their
80s.
Candy Mama in her 70s now, but the aunties are like in their 80s. Yeah. And if you would have told them to do it for the show, they wouldn't have stayed on script.
No, they would have said hell no. Yeah. They could barely get Nora to smile for pictures when they were doing promos for OLG. So we know they ass ain't doing shit for no show.
No.
They could barely get her to smile.
No. Nah, that wasn't for no show. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep them lifted up and the children.
Yeah, we're gonna keep them lifted up in prayer. Them and the children. Beautiful family. They've done great things together. I mean, being producing partners on Broadway. They produced Othello, starring Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. That's huge. That's an accomplishment in itself. Even if their restaurants aren't open anymore, just the fact that they were able to get their restaurants off the ground. And OLG, it had a little run, and when it had its run, it was popping.
It was popping, y'all. I mean, it even used to be down Peter Street.
Down Peter Street with OLG. So we're not gonna play like they didn't have it going on, and they had their own spinoff show on Bravo.
Yeah.
So we got to give credit where credit due. Yeah, she had multiple spinoffs. Yeah. So we're gonna give credit where credit is due. You know, we ain't hating at all. They did some great things.
Cool. I remember she came. I was at a location. She came in and sit down. She real cool.
Let me see. Leo Vibe said, "Dang, Candy was warned. Older people can see things you can't. I know at 40 something, I can see more now. Yeah, that wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. But all right, y'all. That's all we got. We ain't got no more. We hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. We'll definitely be coming back some more this week. So Please make sure you click on the notification bell and select all when you subscribe to our channel. If you've been listening to us for a minute and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Or you unsubscribed because for whatever reason, but you back now, you feeling us again. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button again. Make sure you select all on that drop down bar when you subscribe, that notification bell, so that way you can get notified each and every single time we go live. Thank you guys so much for joining us this Monday night. We hope you guys had a great day. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great week. We'll see y'all again this week. And we'll see y'all until next time. Bye, y'all. Have a great night. Take
Happy
care.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, if you celebrate it. If not, we hope you get your rest and showing you a lot of love and gratitude wherever you are in the world. All right, y'all. Bye. Good night, y'all. A scheme that Todd set up to come up with the boys. Good night, y'all. Bye.